Hi, I'm Blair. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a reading vlog of a very popular fantasy book, and it is no other than Legends Lattes by Travis Baldree. It might be Baldree, but I've been saying Baldree. Doesn't really matter. This is a fantasy book about an orc who used to be a barbarian but has now decided to take the chill pill and open up a coffee shop. What a dream, right? It sounds super cozy fantasy, and I'm reading it now because this is an autumn-winter book in my brain. I don't know what you think, but this is an autumn-winter book. So I've only got this month to read it, so I'm going to try read it in the next couple of days. I might get it done this evening, it depends. The text is quite big, so... Ooh! Bookmark flew out. This is a bookmark for our book club. It's got like the book club on it, Silent Book Club. Cute. So I'm gonna have a shower, sort out this frizzy hair as well. And then all I've got to do today is read. And I'll take you on the journey with me. And this is a 5-star prediction. So if it's not a 5-star, I'm gonna be devastated. Everyone I know who's read this has loved it. So join me on my Legends and Lattes. I've got to get this read quick reading vlog. The way the places are described is giving me such Fable vibes. If you've played that game, I'm just picturing everything like Fable 2 to be precise. And I'm really enjoying like the first bit so far, so it's looking good. It's looking like a good read. It has such cozy vibes. I'm so glad I read this before the spring. I'm gonna have to make a coffee. I love how awkward the first meeting between Viv and Tandri, the succubus, is. It's so relatable. I love the name. That makes sense. Okay, a quick update. I am 28% through, which is chapter 10. And so far so good, absolutely loving it. I love all the vibes in this. It's just so good. So I do have a feeling that I'm going to really love this very popular book. But you know, there's still quite a lot to go, so my mind could be changed. That's happened loads of times with other books. But so far so good. I love all the characters. I have a few predictions of what might happen, but I'm not going to tell you those predictions because I don't want to spoil anything, but I will tell you later on if those predictions come true. But we'll see. I now have to go out, but then once I'm back, hopefully I'll have more time to read and keep getting through it. Yeah, it's good. But it does make you really want coffee. So make sure you have a coffee when you read. Good morning. I am up really early today. I accidentally ate some gluten yesterday and I got really sick. I can't have gluten. And now I'm really suffering, so I'm hoping I'll get some reading done today, but when I'm experiencing gluten death, as I call it, really hard for me to concentrate on anything. So we'll see how it goes. He is looking slightly more concerned today, his old coffee friend. I'm 55% the way through Legends and Lattes. I'm really enjoying it so far. It reads like young adult, even though it's not classed as young adult. So it's a really easy read. What was I saying? So it reads like young adult. I don't have a problem with that. It's just that it is obviously classed as adult, like it's in the normal fantasy section, but it is very YA reading, which is fine. It makes it like a super easy read. I'm not blown away by this story. Like, I expected a lot more because of like people's reactions, but I do find when books are really easy to get through and easy to read, sometimes people mistake that sort of like instant serotonin from reading a book quick. I feel like they mistake that for it being a great book and then give it 5 stars because they got through it quick. Whereas the writing in here isn't a 5 stars, that's for sure. Like, as I said, it reads very YA, and he used the description of aristocratic to describe 2 separate people's looks. And I know that's really nitpicky, but why describe them both as aristocratic? Say something else. Like, I'm being really nitpicky about that. And it's fine, but I know it's not going to be a 5 stars, so sorry to disappoint if this is like your favourite book of all time. And, you know, it's really, really sold as this cozy, high fantasy, low stakes. But I think there is stakes. Like, there is stakes. I've definitely had anxiety reading of, oh, what's going to happen with this character now? Or what's going to happen with this plot line? So there definitely does have a feeling of stakes. But again, this is relative. I don't read a lot of fantasy. So a big fantasy reader who's probably used to reading so many high stakes, all sorts, will probably think this is really low stakes. But if you're not a fantasy reader, it has got stakes. But that's my thoughts so far, 55% of the way through. I am enjoying it. It's not a bad read. It's just not quite... It's not quite as amazing as I expected it, hearing from, as I said, like when I said everyone and their mother has read this in my TBR video. It seems everyone absolutely raves about this, and I'm just going to be one of those people that are like, yeah, it's a great read, but it's not my favourite read. It's not like outstanding 5 stars. But let's do the rest. You know, imagine if the next like half of it completely makes me rave and give it 5 stars. But that's my honest opinion so far. I'm going to keep it real. Let's get on with reading the rest, because I'm going to go see Puss in Boots later. So I don't have much time to finish this, edit the video. Let's make a tea and get reading. I love the existence of the dire cat. I love that. The dire cat is... I know there's swear words in here, but I'm still sticking by that it reads like YA. Because if you just take them out, even if you left them in, definitely not low stakes. Unless I'm just an anxious person. I totally forgot to mention, but my predictions my predictions did come true. So it's quite predictable as well, in my opinion. Let's talk about it. I had a really fun time with this book. like I said before, really easy reading. It is high fantasy due to the characters, but I would say again, medium stakes. But it's such a cozy vibe, and I can imagine the second time round it's going to be super cozy because I'll know what is like the outcome of everything. So it's going to be a really good second read. I can understand why it became a lot of people's like comfort read almost instantly. It was really funny, in like quick quirks and stuff that I just really enjoyed with the characters. All the characters were really likable, apart from obviously the ones you're not meant to like, but the characters were really done well. It was a solid read. It was just a pretty solid read. Yeah. I definitely think it could have been marketed as YA. Yeah, the writing is very YA. I don't know what else to say about that. I went off on a tangent, so I had to stop filming and start again. But I'd recommend this to someone who doesn't tend to read fantasy and wants to get into fantasy, or I'd recommend it to someone who loves fantasy and just wants a more chilled fantasy vibe, so not so high stakes. I ended up giving this book 4 stars. It wasn't a 5 just because I don't think the writing or the story is a 5 for me personally, but I understand why people have given it 5. It's a great book. I recommend it. That's all I have to say about it. So if you've stayed this far, thank you for watching. I'm still fairly new, so still finding my feet, but I'm really enjoying it, and I love doing reading vlogs. They've been some of the most fun. And if you did like this, please consider liking, commenting, and possibly even subscribing. That would be grand. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.